Welcome. In this quick video, we're just going to overview a couple of the quick features of your ArtCall.org call website in order to get you up and running very quickly. Now, the first thing we want to point out here is on most of the settings pages within the admin backend section, you'll see a little video tutorial icon that looks much like this one. If you click the video tutorial icon on a settings page, it will open up a quick 3 to 5 minute video overviewing the settings on that page. Now, the first thing I want to cover here is the difference between the admin backend section and the user frontend section. You'll notice that you are currently logged in to the admin backend because that link is currently active here. The admin backend is where you'll look at all the submissions and configure all the various settings for your website and call. The user frontend is the public-facing call website where your users will first come to enter into your call. The user frontend is publicly accessible. Users do not need to log in order to see this page. All of the pages that are user accessible, such as the home page and all these built-in pages, are editable in your admin backend underneath the Pages section in the site sidebar. Go to Site Sidebar and then go to Pages, and then you'll see here all of the various pages that are built in that you can turn on, turn off, or edit. Remember, you can add any custom pages as well just using the Add New Page button here at the upper right. The home page is what we refer to as the landing page. This is the first page that your users will see when they enter your call. So you'll want to go ahead and edit this page and fill this in with any details, probably your prospectus and information about your specific call. The second thing I want to cover is the difference between the various roles. Now, you are currently logged in as the administrator role, which has 100% privileges to edit all of the settings within your call. If you go to the Tools category and down to Add New User, this is where you can add additional users that have administrative privileges on your call. Notice that there are several user roles. The first is the admin user. Again, they have full, complete control over the call. The second is a juror user. When a juror logs in, they will get a completely different dashboard than what you see as the admin user. A juror user's responsibility is doing the voting in your call. The third user role is what we call the judge user. The judge user has the ability to view submissions and award submissions to the various awards should you be using that feature. The next role here is called the attendant user. The attendant user has the ability to log in and physically check in and check out submissions as they're physically received, so you can track that. And then the last user role is what we call a regular user. This is the user role that all of the artists themselves will have when they enter submissions into your call. You can add as many user roles as you want, so if you want to have multiple jurors, that's just fine. You would just use this form to add any of the roles you want and then choose the various role. The only exception to that is the judge. You will typically only have one judge user per call, as they will only be awarding the awards a single time. Another feature is the ability to log in as any user, including administrative users. So let's say I want to log in as this juror user. I can come over here and click the Log In as Juror User, and this will log me in as if I was this user. You'll see that I'm presented with the juror backend. You can simply switch back to the admin user using the Switch Back to Admin User button here at the top. Next, I'm going to log in here as the judge user. So let's come down and you can see here I've got a judge down here at the bottom. So I will click Log In as User. And this is the view that the judge user will see. And then finally here, we'll come back and then log in as the attendant user. And this is the view that the attendant user will see. Notice they have the ability to check in submissions. Not only can you log in as your administrator users, you can also log in to your artist user accounts. This is a common thing that happens. Let's say you have an artist that enters an artwork and they misspell something. Now, your artist can always edit their details up until the submission end date, but oftentimes it may be easier for you. So you can come here and log in as any individual user, and now you're logged in as that user. So I can go ahead and edit profile details. I can go ahead and also edit any submission details and then return back to the admin user as needed. I want to quickly cover the important dates. Now, there's essentially 3 important dates that you'll want to watch out for. The first two dates are your submission time frame. So you have what we call a submission start date and a submission end date. Users can only enter and edit information on their entries within those two dates. The third date is underneath the jury settings, jury process, and we call this one the jury end date. This is the date that your users should expect to be notified by of the jury results. Fourth, I want to cover the entry fees. Should your call require user fees, whether that's per application or per user fee, those are set up underneath the pricing and publishing under the setup fees category. So you can go ahead and set up fees in here. We have two types of fees, a one-time fee and then a per submission fee. One-time fees are generally a fee that's paid a single time, and then the user is allowed to add up to X amount of entries for a single fee. Per submission fees, of course, would be a fee that $25 is required for each submission that a user enters into your call. You can see here that you can do tiered pricing just by adding more than one fee of the same type. Then users will be able to click the correct fee when they enter into the call. Additionally, should you require manual entries, as happens from time to time, you can generate a coupon code for 100% off and then give that coupon code to any users who need to bypass that payment form completely and enter without a payment. Fifth and final option is the ability to create a new call. Your call will be active for the entire duration of your call period, and once your call is over, you can archive the call and have a permanent record that you can access at any time, even 10 years in the future. You can always log back into this call and see exactly the settings as they were when the call ended. Should you want to create a new call, you can come up here to the top and say Create New Call. This will allow you to create a new call based on all the settings of this call, allowing you to set up a new call very quickly and be off to the races in no time. Let's quickly cover the various built-in pages. The location page you can enable and turn on if you have, for example, an event that you want your users to come to, like an opening reception. You'll put in the dates and details and will also automatically generate a Google map with the location of the venue. Second is a web gallery. You can publish a web gallery for the entire gallery of your show where users can come see all of the artwork that was entered into your show, along with details. You can customize all of the information that's displayed here, such as sale price, first and last name, awards, etc. The participating artist page is a page that shows all of the artists themselves that are entered into your call. You can click the View Profile to see the artist details, such as social media icons, biographies, artist statements, and other details which you can enable and put on this page. The Contact page is a page where your users can come and send quick messages to you should they have any questions along the way. The booth map is specific to calls of the festival type. You can generate a booth map with all of the vendors of your various call, and artists and users alike can come in and see specific booths and the location and information directly on the booth map. It's also an interactive booth map, and all of the booths are set to scale. Last, you can create custom pages such as shipping instructions or any other custom page you want, and add those and any details you want to the specific pages. You can export all of the call data using the tools, print call data, or download call data. You can download all your submission data, user data, payment data, all the jury data, essentially everything inside of your call in Excel sheet format. You can also come in and do various print views. For example, I can do a master print overview and print all of the submissions that were accepted ordered by last name. And this will print off an archive, if you will, of all of the data within your call in print format. You can also print display tags or hang tags for the artwork. Come into the print display tag section, and there's many options you can enable, such as size, space, information that's present on the tag, border, color, etc. Once you have all the settings set, just go ahead and click the print display tags, and it will have a print-friendly version you can print off for display tags. In addition to your display tags, users themselves can print what we call back labels. You can customize the information that's present on the back label via the Customize Back Label options. Once you've set that, I'm going to go ahead and log in as a user. So I'm going to log in here as Jane, and you can see that Jane has 4 submissions entered into the call, the second of which is juried in. Jane can go ahead and click the print label, and she can print this for her own records. The top portion would be attached to the back of her artwork. The bottom portion she keeps as a claim ticket if she was going to pick back up that artwork. You can run public user choice voting contests as well. By entering the jury settings and going to the public user choice voting, you can enable public user choice voting. What this does is on the web gallery, you'll now see that there is a vote link attached to each entry. This also shows up on the view details where you can vote for a specific entry. This allows the public themselves to vote for entries, and they have to authenticate via Facebook in order to vote. Always customize the email templates that are sent out, such as the register email, the jury in, jury out email. But should you need to send a custom email during the call, let's say you want to extend your submission deadline and you want to notify all the artists, you can come down to the tools, mass email users, and send out a custom message to your user base. Should you have any questions along the way, or if you're stuck on a specific configuration setting, go ahead and come over to the support ticket and fill out the support ticket, and a user agent will be able to promptly reply to you. Now, while there's a lot of settings and configuration on the back end, we've worked quite hard to make the user experience for your users as seamless and easy as possible. I just want to show you really quick how easy it is for the users to enter your call. Once they come to your call landing page, they'll go ahead and click the register or login button if they've already created an account before. So I'll just do a test account here. I'm going to say test account at test.com. So they would create an account with a username and password and say create account. They will of course then be automatically logged into the system. It will tell them they need to update any of their profile fields along with the date they have to complete this by. They can go ahead and add the required fields that you've set up, such as the address, the state, and then optionally any social profile fields if you're requiring those. They'll go ahead and click the update user profile, and then they'll be presented with their dashboard where they can go ahead and create a new submission. They'll click the add new submission button. For this example, I've gone ahead and set up a payment fee so you can see how that process will work. They'll go ahead and choose the tier that they are going to pay at. I'll say I'm going to pay at the member price, and they will punch in their credit card number. Now I'm just going to do a demo card here that in demo mode, and they'll submit their payment. Once they have a successful payment, they're automatically redirected to the page where they'll enter their submission details. They'll of course first choose their category and then optionally a subcategory if you have subcategories set up. My artwork 3x3x3, we'll just put in some default data here, and I'll put in a sale price and then click submit entry details. And that's it. The third step for them is their attachments. So they'll go ahead and click the add attachment button and then choose from any images on their desktop. You can see here that the image will upload. It will automatically create a thumbnail, a medium, and a large version of their image. Once they successfully uploaded an image, they say complete and view entry. They'll then get a message that says congratulations, your entry is submitted, along with a notice that tells them they can go ahead and edit any details up until the jury end date. And that's it. And remember, each settings page has detailed video tutorials overviewing every single toggle and switch, so you can really gain a fine understanding of all the various settings and how they'll affect the experience for your users.